Conviction is everything. And I'm going to share with you a funny story, actually, of how powerful conviction is despite the seemingly bizarre circumstances, and how your conviction, it turns into a reality. So a couple of years ago, I was going to a luncheon at a winery with a group of people. Now, there's a few wineries in the same area. So I put the name of the winery into my navigator and I followed the directions. And as I was pulling towards this winery, okay, you can see it from like up on the hill. And I looked up on the hill and I was like, oh, wow. Looks like there's a big music festival going on there today. Thought, that's a bit strange. I wonder why they'd have the restaurant open today when there's like going to be hundreds of people. There's cars everywhere. Anyway, I thought, well, it is what it is. So I got to the gate and I pulled up and there was a line of cars and they said, have you got a ticket? And I'm like, no, I don't have a ticket. I'm just coming here for lunch. And they said, oh, but I don't think the restaurant's open today. There's a music festival on. And it's $100 a ticket. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm booked here at 12 o'clock for lunch. So they said, oh, look, just go drive up to the top, into the top car park. That's the VIP car park, and they'll let you in there. So I drove up to the top car park, and as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, these circumstances are quite bizarre. Like, they don't make any logical sense, and yet I'm still getting through. So I got to the top car park where the VIP, and same thing, the guy asked me, have you got a ticket? I'm like, no, I don't have a ticket. I'm just here for lunch. I've got a booking in at 12 o'clock with some other people. He goes, no, you need a ticket. This is a ticketed event. I'm like, he goes, I'm not even sure I don't think the restaurant's open. I go, oh, I don't know. I'm here for the booking. Anyway, he says, oh, let me check and I'll come back. So he went away for about, not very long, a minute or two, not even that. And he came back and he said, okay, and he let me in. So I went and parked my car and I went up to the doorway of the sort of where the bar area is, and the restaurant is off to the side. And I just walked through. There was no one there to check tickets. And I walked in and, oh my goodness, there's hundreds of people everywhere. There was these big bands on the stage. And so I essentially got in for free into this music festival. Now, look, let's break this down, okay? So what was my state of being? My state and my conviction was that I was there. Okay, even though this wasn't an intentional manifestation, right? It kind of was, because I got into somewhere that made no logical sense that I could get in without a ticket. Like, there was 2 checkpoints and I got through both of them without giving any bullshit story, to be honest. Like, I wasn't trying to convince them. Like, I was convinced myself that I was in the right place. So let's break this down. Okay, what was my conviction? My conviction was my intention. My intention was that I was going to be in there for lunch. Okay, the lunch didn't happen, obviously, right? But I was going to get through that gate, because in my head, okay, that seems delusional, right? Okay, someone would say to you, that's delusional if it was intentional, right? But this is what you've got to be. You have to be delusional, and you have to be so convinced that there is no other option. And as it turns out, what had actually happened was that I had put the wrong name of the winery into my navigator. So even that, I mean, everything unfolded in the most magical way because I had conviction that that's where I was meant to be. So if anyone tells you that you're delusional, or yes, manifestation is delusional, it's not logical. Look at the circumstances. The circumstances, even as it was unfolding, it made no logical sense. The circumstances were telling me, no, turn around, you're not in the right place. No, not me. I was absolutely convinced that I was in the right place and that I was going in there and I was going to get through those gates, and that is exactly what happened. So the point being that it's your conviction that will move mountains, that will move seemingly impossible circumstances to work in your favor.